Hey, this is Andrew Morelli from Steady State Fate, and we're here at SynthPlex, and we're showing one of our newest modules that just came out last week, the SSF Stereo Dipole. It's a stereo filter, but it can be used as two individual filters as well. You have stereo controls in the center for cutoff frequency and resonance, but you also have a cutoff frequency for left and right filter that can be used individually. Right now we're listening to the bandpass outputs. There's 4 filter cores. You get a pole output on each side, which is a 12 dB per octave filter with switchable high pass, bandpass, and low pass. And then a second filter that can be routed in series or parallel with the first that also has switchable high pass, bandpass, and low pass. And that filter has a secondary peak that can be offset from the first filter. So you can run those in series or parallel. Right now I'll put them in series, so you can get different topologies, such as a variable bandwidth bandpass filter. There's also a drive control on each channel. In addition to those 4 filter outputs, there's a quad peak filter output, which is a mono output. And that can also be all 4 of the filters either routed in serial or parallel. Any one of the filter topology combinations can be selected via the switches above the outputs. So each control has a CV input. FM has a bipolar attenuator. Resonance has a unipolar attenuator. Spread CV has a direct input, which can also be another volt per octave control for the secondary peak. In addition to the main volt per octave on each side for both peaks. And stereo also has a volt per octave, which will control all 4 peaks. It does self-resonate, so if I unplug this filter, you can use it as a 4-operator VCO or LFO. Or you can ping it. So you can get multi-tone pinging. The cool thing about having the filters be separated is that you can do things like use one side as an oscillator, feed it into the second side, and use that as a filter. It has a really wide bandwidth, so like I said, you can use it as an LFO. The minimum frequency of oscillation with just the controls is about 0.3 hertz, but if you add a negative voltage, you can get it to go much slower than that. It has a really wide range. It's available now. It just came out last week. We started shipping to dealers about a week ago. And yeah, it should be available at all our dealers now or within the next few days.